Hello, welcome to Inside Politics. I'm Anastasiya Lavrina. Today we will discuss the recent tensions between Pakistan and Afghanistan following airstrikes in Afghanistan's eastern Paktika province. We'll also explore Pakistan's defense priorities, the latest developments in Jammu and Kashmir, and its position on the geopolitical changes in the Middle East. Additionally, we will look at Pakistan's growing ties with Azerbaijan, ongoing peace talks between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and the regional implications of military support to Armenia by India and France. Joining me now in his studio is Reema Shaukat, Communication Strategist at the Institute of Regional Studies in Islamabad. More welcome to our program.
Thank you very much, Anastasia, for inviting me on the show. It's great to be here in Azerbaijan.
Thank you very much for joining Inside Politics today. Let me start with the recent developments in between of Pakistan and Afghanistan. How do you view the recent allegations by Taliban authorities regarding Pakistan's airstrikes in eastern Afghanistan?
Well, Anastasia, when it comes to Pakistan's foreign policy, it is very vibrant and dynamic foreign policy. And like other foreign policies of other countries, we respect and we want the respect of territorial integrity of any other country. We respect the sovereignty. When it comes to Pakistan and Afghanistan relations, Afghanistan has always remained on the top priority agenda of Pakistan's foreign policy. But unfortunately, in the past, there were certain incidents, or you can say there was a blame game going on between Pakistan and Afghanistan. And about the recent airstrikes, which unfortunately Afghanistan has blamed so much on Pakistan. One thing, but we must remember that Pakistan, considering its right, has raised time and again concerns on the border management and border disputes alongside the Afghanistan. Like Pakistani authorities and officials, they have conveyed their concerns that this border management should be more effective because Pakistan is again facing the dilemma or the challenges with respect to terrorism. We have won this war against terrorism successfully. We defeated the terrorism, but it is again coming through insurgents which have the safe havens and hideouts in Afghanistan. So that's why Pakistan has raised concern. And if these attacks are carried out against Afghanistan, or these are not against Afghanistan, rather these are against the militants or the terrorists representing TTP. So Pakistani authorities or the Pakistani military, if they carry out an attack on Afghanistan border, they carry out with precision and accuracy. So it is not that we always consider the collateral damage because we have suffered a lot in case of terrorism and we know that we have to protect the civilians and women and children. So unless more details are coming up regarding this airstrike, but it's not that just Pakistan has done the airstrikes. Pakistan is always raising voice and Pakistan has always supported Afghanistan's political independence, territorial integrity, its territorial sovereignty. Pakistan has been part of number of dialogues for Afghanistan. So it's not just that we don't want peace in Afghanistan, because peace in Afghanistan means peace in Pakistan also, and we are being the harbinger of peace. We are always raising our voice if there comes any insurgency from Afghanistan side, or be it on any other of the border from Pakistan is sharing with its neighboring countries. So we always raise voice against it, and we always see, Pakistan is supporting those mechanisms for talks between between Afghan Taliban and Pakistani Taliban. So you cannot say that Pakistan is not just focusing on some military strikes, or they have just sought this way of eradicating terrorism through military or through military means. We always support the dialogue and the peace process because it is in favor of Pakistan.
Right. Talking about the situation in the Middle East, that's topic number one, the issue number one to be discussed at the global stage. The situation in Syria, political crisis, changes which we observed there, also the situation in Gaza. And what is the position of Pakistan?
Well, Anastasia, I think when it comes to Pakistan, as I mentioned earlier, that we support the independent and dynamic foreign policy of any of the country. And when you see the dynamics of Middle East, obviously we do not want Syria to become another Afghanistan in the Middle East, because we are suffering terrorism for the past so many years, so many decades, that unlimited resources has been used to curb this menace of terrorism in Pakistan. So once it comes to Middle East, I think the power politics or the vacuum should not be remain in the power corridors. If there is a vacuum in the power corridors, these insurgent groups, these militants find some space to operate in that country. So Pakistan, considering obviously a few days back, Pakistani officials and authorities, we were concerned about our citizens living in Middle East or particularly in Syria. They were asked to vacate that area because knowing the power dynamics of the Middle East, please, one should keep in mind, because this war or the conflict has the, you can say, the potential to flow towards the region. So if the war flows from Middle East, it will certainly, if it comes to Iran, obviously being the neighboring country of Pakistan, it is somehow or the other going to affect Pakistan. So obviously war is not in the favor of any of the country, be it Syria, be it Afghanistan. So we always support peace, and we want peace processes to continue, be it in Middle East, be in South Asia, be it considering Afghanistan.
Could you please share with us information about the latest development around Jammu and Kashmir?
Well, recently, or this whole year, if I can say that ECO summit was held in Pakistan in October 2024. Indian Foreign Minister participated in that, and that was a very good notion, and you can say a good sign from both sides, that both sides are willing to participate or willing to talk, willing to engage with each other. So Pakistan certainly is concerned about the demographic changes which are being carried out by Indian officials or the Indian authorities after the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A, because India is trying to change the demography of the Jammu and Kashmir. And obviously we are very much thankful to the people of Azerbaijan, the Azerbaijani government, because they have always supported the just political and moral stance on Jammu and Kashmir with Pakistan. They share the same sentiments, they share the same feelings for the people of Pakistan and feeling of Jammu and Kashmir. And when it comes to the solution of Jammu and Kashmir, or the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Pakistan always wished to have a solution according to the wishes of the Kashmiri people and UN Security Council resolutions. So it's not that Pakistan is always willing, and Pakistan has always extended a hand of friendship with India, always extended a goodwill, because we have recently in this year Kartarpur corridor, which is also a religious site. It was granted 5 years more facilitation for the pilgrims from India coming to Pakistan. So these are some small steps which are always appreciated from both sides, and we look forward that Pakistan certainly is concerned about the human rights violations in Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir. So we want that this just solution should be carried out as soon as possible.
You mentioned Azerbaijan, and we do know about mutual support of Azerbaijan and Pakistan within the international organizations on the international stage, and the bilateral relations are quite well developed in all possible spheres: economic cooperation, political development, and we also know about the intentions and willingness of Azerbaijan to see the peaceful development of the region in the post-conflict reality. So what's your opinion about the situation in our region, how the negotiation process between Armenia and Azerbaijan is going?
Well, I think Pakistan, as I mentioned earlier, has always supported peace processes and this peace initiative. So I think Pakistan is definitely very much looking forward to having peace negotiations between Armenia and Azerbaijan. But obviously our support, our heartfelt sentiments, our gratitude is to the people of Azerbaijan. They always support us. It's not just in the terms of sharing the sentiments, but it is having some mutual concrete terms or relations with each other. So if it is in favor of region, obviously Pakistan stands with Azerbaijan, and we likewise wish to have same peace processes in the region. Like if Azerbaijan and Armenia have good relations, obviously it is going to be in the favor of the region, and Pakistan sees regional connectivity, regional peace as more important for the region than any other country.
Right. At this stage, when two countries are trying to achieve the peace agreement to be signed in the near future, some countries are sending the military equipment to Armenia. saying about some countries, we know officially that it's France and India. What's your understanding of this situation? Why is it happening and how it can affect the negotiation process between two countries?
Well, I think considering the dynamics, if we talk about South Asia, like living in Pakistan and seeing how this balance of power is disturbed, if India, our arch rival, is extended military support by US or any of the other countries, Pakistan sees it as it's disturbing the balance of power in the region, because the military buildup or the arms buildup in the region is not in favor of any of the countries. And being a nuclear power, obviously in South Asia, India and Pakistan are two nuclear powers. So this balance of power has to be maintained. If there is arms built up by one nation and the other side is not building up, obviously Pakistan's defense system is strong enough, and Pakistan has the right, and Pakistan has, you can say that Pakistan has this military build up for its own defense. We are not using our weapons for the offense of anyone. We respect the territorial integrity, we respect the sovereignty, and wish to have the same for our country also. So if US or any other region, any other country supports India, considering it as a net security provider in the region or in terms of Indo-Pacific strategy, Pakistan certainly has some reservations, and we do not want such arms buildup to be exercised in the region, because it is not in the favor of the region. If on one side you are talking about economic potential, you are talking about economic empowerment to the countries, you are talking about regional connectivity. So how is it possible if one side is looking towards the military buildup but not looking towards the economic side, or thinking about the people's progress or the people's prosperity? Certainly it disturbs the balance of power. So one has to think about this, and if Azerbaijan, certainly we stand with Azerbaijan on this stance that arms build-up should not be exercised in the region at all.
That's very interesting. Some more about cooperation, economic and security cooperation. Just recently, Azerbaijan joined D8, Islamic 8 organization, as a new member. It happened at 11th summit in Cairo, Egypt. How important is this event? We know also about membership of Pakistan in that organization.
First of all, congratulations to Azerbaijan for becoming part of such a thriving regional economic cooperation, because after SCO, I see this D8 as another, you can say, a kind of an organization which is moving towards multilateralism or supporting the multilateralism in the region, because if in the world of this multipolarity, I think that these regional organizations, if their connections, if their ties are more stronger, then they can be able to beat up all the challenges they have, be it in terms of traditional security or non-traditional threats. So when it comes to D8, I think Azerbaijan inclusion will be more successful and more in terms of economy, it will be more supporting to D8, because in D8, when initially it was with Turkey, Iran and Pakistan, now Azerbaijan is a great energy resource region in the world. So why not have some more regional connectivity focusing on energy, infrastructure, telecommunication, science and technology. So these all small countries, if we call it a small organization, they all can work together for the prosperity of the region, and they can become like any other strong organization. They can have, they can use their economic potential for the betterment of their people. I think among the D8 countries, the people-to-people contact should be enhanced more, because this trade connectivity is going to overcome the challenges which other regions are faces. We have Egypt in this D8, so considering the connections with our African region, Azerbaijan is also looking towards its more economic ties with the African region. Pakistan is also opening up its avenues with Central Asian republics and Africa, of course. So I think Azerbaijan being in the located in such a strategic important location, it can be a corridor for Middle East, Europe,
like
and Asia.
Between the countries.
And so Pakistan, its coastal line is more than 1,000 kilometers long. So considering the maritime potential Pakistan has, I think this regional connectivity should be more incorporated among the countries. This maritime trade corridor should be emphasized, especially Gwadar. Once we have this BRI project covering all the regions, Central Asian republics. Why not work together on this old Silk Route revival so that we can have better prosperity of our people? The more the economic ties are stronger among these corporations, among these organizations, be it D8 or be it SEO or any other platforms, I think the more flourishing this region will be. And certainly with, it is said that you have the cheapest trade with your neighbors. So Azerbaijan being in our neighborhood, towards a gateway towards the Europe and other regions, I think Pakistan and Azerbaijan should work more on their trade relations. Your president, Ilham Aliyev, visited Pakistan this year. We have seen a high-level exchange delegates visit coming to Pakistan, and likewise reciprocity of such visits from Pakistan side also. So a number of ties, number of MOUs were made, and if these are active, if these are more active, they will be able to help us understand each other. And being here in Azerbaijan for the past 3 weeks for my fellowship, Anastasiya, interestingly, I had got a chance to visit so many beautiful places in your country, and of course meeting such beautiful people who have extended wherever I have told them that I am from Pakistan. The sentiments I can feel from their face and from their expressions. So I think this people-to-people connectivity and public diplomacy between Pakistan and Azerbaijan should be enhanced, because apart from G2G and B2B ties, like government has its own talks going on, business delegations are coming to Azerbaijan, and likewise Azerbaijani delegations are coming to Pakistan. But this public diplomacy domain, I feel that more stronger the people-to-people connection are, be it in terms of education, exchange of delegates in the, from think tanks, researchers, policy makers, they all can facilitate and they all can help make Pakistan-Azerbaijan relations more cordial and more forthcoming and more prospering in the future. And of course, being part of such organizations like D8 or SEO or any other organizations or Central Asian republics or be it SICA. So this is going to help definitely in the prosperity of the region and certainly for both the countries.
Right, there is a real huge potential for the development of cooperation from the political side, economic, people-to-people contact, and the number of tourists is growing. That's why we can think how the two countries are really to see that.
Last month you hosted COP. Yes, and
the Prime Minister of Pakistan
yes, Prime Minister of Pakistan was here. A number of delegates from Pakistan visited this COP for Baku, and they have this huge, gratitude, and they have this very much strong feeling that Pakistan and Azerbaijan can work on the potential of green energy, because considering the climate change, like climate knows no boundaries, so regions are affected equally. So why not work together on such non-traditional security threats also?
Well, unfortunately, we are running out of time, but I hope we will come back to the same conversation later in some months, and I'm sure there will be even more opportunity to discuss the perspectives of bilateral cooperation. Thank you so much for joining our discussion today.
Thank you very much, Anastasiya, for having me on the show. It was great to have discussion with you.
Thank you very much. Just to remind, today in our studio we had Reema Shaukat, Communication Strategist at the Institute of Regional Studies in Islamabad. You watched Inside Politics. My name is Anastasiya Lavrina. Stay with us and see you in the next edition.